dancing on their silver throne beneath a silver canopy and surrounded by flowers, to Abby. They appeared most attractive. Life outside on Harrison Road and beyond was forgotten. In the courtyard, the birds went on chirping, and visitors came and went. But Abby stood silently, absorbed in seeing the beautiful forms of Krishna and Radharani, the Supreme Lord and his eternal consort. Then the kirtana began, devotees chanting and playing on drums and karatalas. Abhi and his friend kept watching as the pujaris offered incense, its curling smoke hanging in the air, then a flaming lamp, a conch, a conch shell, a handkerchief, flowers, a whisk, and a peacock fan. Finally, the pujari blew the conch shell loudly, and the arati ceremony was over. When Abhi was 1.5 years old, he fell ill with typhoid. The family physician, Dr. Bose, prescribed chicken broth. No, Guatemalhan protested, I cannot allow it. Yes, otherwise he will die. But we are not meat eaters, Guatemalhan pleaded. We cannot prepare chicken in our kitchen. Don't mind, Dr. Bose said. I shall prepare it in my house and bring it in a jar, and you simply, Guatemalhan assented, if it is necessary for my son to live. So the doctor came with his chicken broth and offered it to Abby, who immediately began to vomit. All right, the doctor admitted. Never mind, this is no good. Guatemalhan then threw the chicken broth away, and Abby gradually recovered from the typhoid without having to eat meat. On the roof of Abby's maternal grandmother's house was a little garden with flowers, greenery, and trees. Along with the other grandchildren, 2-year-old Abby took pleasure in watering the plants with a sprinkling can, but his particular tendency was to sit alone amongst the plants. He would find a nice bush and make a sitting place. One day, when Abby was 3, he narrowly escaped a fatal burning. He was playing with matches in front of his house when he caught his cloth on fire. Suddenly, a man appeared and put the fire out. Abby was saved, although he retained a small scar on his leg. In 1900, when Abhi was 4, a vehement plague hit Calcutta. Dozens of people died every day and thousands evacuated the city. When there seemed no way to check the plague, an old Babaji organized Hari Krishna Sankirtana all over Calcutta. Regardless of religion, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, and Parsi all joined, and a large party of chanters traveled from street to street, door to door, chanting the names of Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The group arrived at Guatemalhan's house at 151 Harrison Road, and Guatemalhan eagerly received them. Although Abi was a little child, his head reaching only up to the knees of the chanters, he also joined in the dancing. Shortly after this, the plague subsided. Guatemalhan was a pure Vaishnava, and he raised his son to be Krishna conscious. Since his own parents had also been Vaishnavas, Guatemalhan had never touched meat, fish, eggs, tea, or coffee. His complexion was fair, and his disposition reserved. At night, he would lock up his cloth shop, set a bowl of rice in the middle of the floor to satisfy the rats, so they would not chew the cloth in their hunger, and return home. Then he would read from Chaitanya Charitamrita and Srimad Bhagavatam, the main scriptures of Bengali Vaishnavas, chant on his japa beads, and worship the deity of Lord Krishna. He was gentle and affectionate and would never punish Abi. Even when obliged to correct him, Guatemalhan would first apologize. You are my son, so now I must correct you. It is my duty. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's father would chastise him, so don't mind. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada's my father's income was no more than 250 rupees, but there was no question of need. In the mango season, when we were children, we would run through the house playing and we would grab mangoes as we were running through. And all through the day, we would eat mangoes. We wouldn't have to think, can I have a mango? My father always provided food. Mangoes were 1 rupee a dozen. Life was simple, but there was always plenty. We were middle class, but receiving 4 or 5 guests daily. My father gave 4 daughters in marriage, and there was no difficulty for him. Maybe it was not a very luxurious life, but there was no scarcity of food or shelter or cloth. Daily, he purchased 2.5 kilograms of milk. He did not like to purchase retail, but would purchase a year's supply of coal by the cartload. We were happy, not that because we did not purchase. We were happy not that because we did not purchase a motor car. We were unhappy. My father used to say, God has 10 hands. If he wants to take away from you with 2 hands, how much can you protect? And when he wants to give to you with 10 hands, then with your 2 hands, how much can you take? My father would rise a little late, around 7 or 8. Then after taking a bath, he would go purchasing. Then from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock in the afternoon, he was engaged in puja. Then he would take his lunch and go to business. And in the business shop, he would take a little rest for 1 hour. He would come home from business at 10 o'clock at night, and then again he would do puja. Actually, his real business was puja. For livelihood, he did some business, but puja was his main business. He would be sleeping, and father would be doing arati. Ding, ding, ding. We would hear the bell and wake up and see him bowing down before Krishna. Guadamohan wanted Vaishnava goals for his son. He wanted Abi to become a servant of Radharani, to become a preacher of the Bhagavatam, and to learn the devotional art of playing mridanga. He regularly received sadhus in his home, and he would always ask them, "Please bless my son so that Sri Radharani may be blessed with him and grant him her blessings." Ever enjoying each other's company, father and son used to walk as far as 10 miles, saving the five paisa tramfar. On the beach, they used to see a yogi who for years had sat in one spot without moving. One day, the yogi's son was sitting there, and people had gathered around. The son was taking over his father's sitting place. Guadamohan gave the yogis a donation and asked their blessings for his son.
Yeah.
Keep going?
We can stop.